In this example, we're going to examine the process of long division involving polynomials. To get things started, we're just going to fill in the template with these expressions. So this expression is the dividend. So I'm just going to drag a copy of that into our division template. X plus 9, according to the problem, is our divisor. And if we begin the process a little differently than you would have explored in the Minds on Math, what we'd like to do is just to examine the x term of our divisor and the cubic term of the dividend, and to ask ourselves just exactly how do I get from a linear term or a first degree term to a third degree term. And the answer to that would be to multiply the value of x by x squared. And the result of that, as you can see, would be x cubed. The next step in the process is to look at the constant term in the divisor. We too have to multiply it by the x squared. And the result of that, if we go over to our table on the side, would be positive 9x squared. So we drag that term into place, and you can see how we're aligning the terms of equal degree, one underneath the other. And that's going to set up for what you would normally do in long division, and that is to subtract. If we take 13 and subtract 9x squared from that, the end result is 4x squared. If we continue the process, we now look at a comparison between the x term of the divisor and this quadratic term that we had left over once we had subtracted. Again, we need to ask ourselves, how would we get from the x term to this 4x squared term? The answer to that would be to multiply by 4x. So I'm just going to drag that 4x term into place. Now, just like we had done previously, we're going to expand and multiply the divisor by positive 4x. So x multiplied by 4x would give us 4x squared. Distributing the 9 over that 4x would give us 36x. The issue we're going to have is that we need something to subtract the 36 from. And what you might remember as being customary with long division is to take the next term in that series and is to bring that term down. Now, following subtraction, 39 minus 36 is going to give us a difference of 3x. Again, the same question remains. What must I multiply the divisor by? That is the x term to get 3x. The answer to that, of course, is positive 3. So we bring that over into our quotient. And what we should be noting now is that the degree of this term here is less than that of the x term in our divisor. Once you reach that stage, you know that you are basically at the end of the long division process and the quotient is complete. So just to round this out, x multiplied by 3 would give you 3x. And upon subtracting, the x terms give us 0, and 46 minus 27 gives us a remainder of 19. So if we link back to the previous slide, that is question number 4 of Minds on Math, you would see that by expanding or multiplying the divisor by the quotient and then followed by adding the remainder, you would end up with the expression we have in our dividend.